extremely late on this wrap up, but let's go ahead and get started. Hello everyone, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Today we have my May wrap up for my books. What else are they for? Let's go ahead and get started before I lose it. Okay, so my focus for the month of May was to celebrate AAPI. I love reading books that are geared towards whatever we're celebrating for the month. Every month is different. Some months I won't, but especially when it comes to cultures, I want to show awareness to books that we're celebrating for that month. Point is, when it's geared towards culture, I want to celebrate those authors, and that is my goal. That was my goal for the month of May, and I definitely accomplished that. I did really, really well. So I want to talk to you guys about it. We're first going to start off with the first book that I read was The Hacienda. This is Isabel Canales. This is about a girl, Beatrice, who marries someone and moves into the Hacienda. It basically means estate, so it's like not just a house, right? It's more than that. So she moves into the Hacienda, and it's haunted. If you read Mexican Gothic, it's the same thing. It's haunted. There's spirits. She is Latino and has a very Catholic belief. So she gets a priest to help her cleanse the house. Well, you're going through all these creepy scenes, and it is, to me, I felt like reading the book, I was just like, ooh, like cringing, because of the level of details that it gives you. But it is a haunted house, and the owner of the house, her husband is out of town, and she is just trying to get word to her family, to try to come save her. She wants help, okay? She can't do this by herself. But then she gets the priest, and the priest is like, I'm not going anywhere. No one wants to come up to the house. Come to find out, there is sexual assault in here. The owner out here impregnating people, just doing all types of stuff. And then, like, the servants tell her, like, you're part of the house now. You're going to die in the house. Girl, I was just like, bitch, run. Run, girl. If you don't run, leave that place. But I love the ending. It was cute. So she's strong. She a strong one. But I gave this 4 stars. It was very similar to Mexican Gothic. I would have really loved it if the romance build-up that they had and the colorism. So I didn't like the colorism in here. Not a fan of that, but enjoyed this one. The next book I read is Jade Fire Gold, and this is by June CL10. This is about a girl named An who has no memory of her childhood, and she is raised by someone and she has magical abilities. There are priests who go out and find these people with magical abilities and capture them. They don't want people having magical abilities. And there's also a kid named Elton who grew up slightly different, not full of hunger, living his best life. They get captured, they fight their way through, etc., etc. Now, this book was good, but it was a 3-star for me. I did not fully enjoy this. I fell asleep on this book like twice, which is not something I do, because I give myself grace when I'm like, I know how much time I'm gonna read in the evening. I know, like, I'm very structured. So it was good. It was good. It was too predictable. I think that was my issue, is that it was too predictable. From like after chapter 5, I was predicting the whole story. And I'm like, oh, this about to happen. Oh, she about to get caught. Oh, no. And then when she get caught, there's going to be a oh my God, reveal. And then I was like, yeah, okay. 3 stars. The next book is a reread for me. This is Yuri Sam by Dustin Thau. I read this last year. It was so good. This book was sold out for months and you could not get it at all. It went viral on TikTok. And this is about a girl named Julie who, I want to say her name is Julie. Is it Julie? Yep. This is about a girl named Julie. And she is dating this boy named Sam throughout high school. She is living her best life. They are enjoying each other. Presents. They are living up. Like, they are just having a ton of fun. Well, Julie decides, I'm going to take a trip. And my boo need to come pick me up from the, pick me up from the train station. So he's on his way there. He forgets because he partying with his friends, right? He trying to have a good time while his boo is out of town, on the low. So he like, hey, I'm over here. I'm about an hour away. I'm on my way. Crashes and dies. Someone hits him while he's driving and then dies. So then Julie's like, I can't lose him. And lo and behold, they reconnect some way, somehow. I'm not going to tell you. It's a spoiler. Either way. The ending, if you don't cry at the end of this book, I question your humanity. No offense. The next book I have is another YA, Last Night at the Telegraph Club. So this is about a girl named Lily who is trying to figure herself out. She meets a girl named Kath, and Kath is introducing her to certain things. She's getting her exposed to things, baby. She is showing her out. She is going to clubs. She is going to house parties. She is showing her boo. Okay, so she falls in love with Kath. Meanwhile, Lily's like, I can't really, this is against my culture. I can't really do this. Like, this is against, certain, being with you, being in a lesbian relationship. It's just, we're not supposed to, you're getting criticized. People back then are, going to jail because of it. It's a crime, all types of stuff. Anyways, so it's heavy looked down upon to be transgender or lesbians or just like, a lot of homophobic shit, okay? And so Kath is like, no, we're sneaky, we're doing this, we're doing that, etc., etc. And Kath is like, but my dad is going to get deported. I don't want nothing to happen to my dad. I forgot to tell you, this is by Melinda Lowe, and they fall in love. This is in the 50s. The ending was, first of all, when we got close to the end, I was like, this is some bullshit. And then it wrapped it up beautifully. So I loved it. I gave this book 5 stars. I think it was so gripping, I finished this book I definitely finished it within 24 hours. I woke up to reading this book. I remember being up at 3 o'clock in the morning, because I rolled over and woke up and pulled this book out and just started reading. It was amazing. And people are fucking assholes. If you're homophobic, you're an asshole. I'm just saying. The next book I have, I gotta get a whole new book. Look what my kid. So this is Jade Legacy. I promise you this is Jade Legacy. My daughter ruined and messed up. With not on purpose, but messed up my book. There's drink stains on here. I don't know if y'all can see that. The audacity of Jade Legacy to go through this. So my desk jacket is all messed up, but this book is the 3rd book in the Greenbone saga. It was amazing. It wrapped up the series beautifully. I did give it 5 stars because I love how I felt complete after reading this book. I felt like I knew the direction. I felt like, okay, and it went out in a bang. It literally gunfire, pop, 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 and then resolved it so beautifully and put a cherry and a bow on top. It was amazing. What I did not like is the massive jumps that it had, which was 7 years, 12 years. 25 years. You're jumping, but I get the point of it because we needed to see the growth of the legacy, right? The legacy kids. I get it. There's certain scenes that we just had to hit. this book took me a while to get through. I did not want the series to end. It was beautiful. It was amazing. And I love how Fonda Lee knows how to, like, give you this dialogue, and then there's fighting scenes. It's perfect timing. It's not a lot of dialogue, but it's just enough dialogue. And then you go into something drastic. And I love that. The next book I have is The Cartographers by Pink Shepherd. This is about a girl named Nell whose father dies. And she was working at a museum with her father and uncovered a map, a historical map that just looked like a cheap map. But it come to find out it wasn't. Her father was one of the best people in that field in uncovering and making and analyzing maps. So when he died, things started to pop off. Things started to get crazy. People breaking into the museum, people trying to steal things, all types of stuff. Then a lot of things get uncovered for Nell, where she's just trying to figure out, like, what is going on? I got fired over this map. What makes this so special? Why is it in my dad's drawer? Like, I need to figure this out. Come to find out, so her parents all went to college with a bunch of cartographers. They do write maps. So I know that a lot of people are saying that they don't. They just analyze maps. Yeah, that's their job, to analyze maps. But they do write maps. I'm not going to give more than that. They are cartographers. They do make maps. Like, at the end, she literally does something to the map and makes a map. So, that's, either way. I definitely enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. Nell was a little annoying. Like, she set herself up for failure. She did something, and instead of taking responsibility, she was just like, I need to figure this out. This is your fault. Like, this is your fault. You got yourself in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of annoyed me. But this would be I was going to give it a 3.5, but I just rounded it up to 4. So, the next book is Pachinko by Min-Jing Lee. This is about a girl named Sunjung who is a child. She is like 16, 17 years old, and she gets pregnant. Okay? So her and her mom have this boarding house. People come in, and there's a war going on. And people come in, and they use her home. They pay her, and they use her home to, stay and eat and whatnot. So it literally is a boarding house. Well, Sunjung decides, this guy who groomed her, by the way, she decides to let him have a good time with her. Okay, let's him have his fun. After being her friend and showing her the ways and giving her gifts and different things like that, grooming her, right? She ends up pregnant by him. Then he tells her, I have a wife and 3 kids. So my thought, like, so she's worried about being disowned. She's worried about, like, her child not having a name and raising this child on her own in a struggling household already. Sunjung marries the guy that is one of the guys that's in the boarding house. He is a priest. He marries her, takes the child underneath his wings. They have children of their own, and you get to watch the children blossom and grow into their own life, in their own ways. The father is always sick because he had tuberculosis, and so he's always sick. And so he took her under his wing. They moved in. They got married. Like, and so you just watch her grow as a parent. You watch her grow as a wife. You watch her grow into this mother who is just living and trying to survive and protect her family. Then eventually we switch to the kids, and we watch the kids grow as well. I give this 3 stars because it was hard for me I felt like I could not get through this book because it was so boring at times, and I'm like, I don't care about what you're buying from the store. I don't. But it was kind of hard for me to get through. It was still a good book. The messaging was beautiful. Watching the kids grow from like being this potential kid with no name and having no father to college and above and beyond. It was a beautiful thing. So glad I finished that. The next book is another reread for, or a reread. Yeah, another reread for me. The Art of Happiness. This is a handbook for living. His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Howard C. Butler, MD. So I love reading books from the Dalai Lama. The level of knowledge that this man has in his brain is insane. And his perspective on certain things is beautiful. Overall, this book is about, I definitely recommend it. I got it from Half Price Books for like $2. But overall, this book is about, life is about suffering. We wake up, we're thirsty, that's suffering. We wake up, we're hungry, that's suffering. Our skin is dry, that's suffering. We watch other people suffer. We suffer in the heat. We suffer in the cold. We suffer all day long. Life is about dealing with suffering and accepting suffering and overcoming that and accepting it and then being happy because you've survived it, right? If you can wake up and get water and you're suffering because you're thirsty and you can get water, you're happy because you've gotten that water. It dives into a lot more than that. It dives into grief as well. I loved it so much that it's so good. It's so good. I can't. Again, his perspective on the way he looks at life is just beautiful because we're all going to lose someone. We all have lost someone. We're all suffering every day. We all watch other people suffer every day. And we're happy. We're, like, we've overcome it. We overcome our sufferings, some more than others. Even when it comes to depression, anxiety, and different things like that, it's all suffering. We suffer every single day. And how to overcome and just be happy with what you have. His level of gratitude that he has for suffering is he enjoys it, right? Like, he just, like, the grass suffers when you step on it. The grass suffers when it is not treated well, right? Like, I love his books. I will continue reading his books because he is so wise. And so definitely a 5-star. I usually don't rate nonfiction, but this was a 5-star. The next book, Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy Eilen. This is about a girl named Ning, and she poisoned her mom on accident and her sister, her mom passed away and her sister is sick and after being poisoned. Well, she finds out that there's a competition. She has to go to the kingdom and join this competition because potentially the princess has like this remedy or the cure to this poison. And she is doing the competition. She is kicking ass, okay? She is surviving. She is winning. And she is using the skills that her mom taught her for the art of tea making. Well, her teammates are just some savages. And she is fighting her way through to win this competition because, again, it's about her sister. She wants to save her sister, and she has to win the competition. Well, more gets uncovered, and, what she thought she went into wasn't what she was getting, okay? I gave this book 4 stars because this girl was, like, badass, okay? She was like, y'all want to be petty, y'all want to be some savages, y'all want to try to kick me out of this competition, but I got a whole life to save. I got family to think of, and I'm about to win this. And that's the vibes that I got from this book. So, love this, 4 stars. The next books I have are Sky Hunter and Still Striker. So, this is the first book and the second book. In the first book, we have Talon, who is a little girl who does not speak. Like, she uses sign language. There is sign language in this book, which I absolutely love. That representation. So, she is a soldier. She was almost killed by the Federation, and she moves into a different city and that city, it went to hell. So she left, right? So she was almost killed, and some kid that was going to kill her saved her life and, you know, did not shoot her, did not kill her. So she had a second chance on life, and so her and her mom moved to a different city. In that city, she becomes a soldier, and the soldier that she is, which is a sky hunter, so she is the one protecting the sky hunter's back. And her person that she protects, that she's bonded with for life, dies. So now she has no one. But then, you know, this guy comes in, and he's mysterious, and she was like, they were like, you need to partner with him. And she was like, I don't want to partner with him. But she was told to kill him, but because she didn't kill him, she was told to partner with him. She was like, I don't want to partner with him. Like, I'm partnered with him for life. I don't want to partner with him. He's mysterious. I don't know where he come from. He's not from these parts, okay? I don't want to partner with him. Come to find out, they don't speak the same language, right? She speaks ASL, which is not called ASL, but it's basically ASL. And he speaks this whole different language in a country that is enemies to this country, or to this city parts, right? So they're rivals, and he has these magical abilities, and you know, they just go around hunting these ghosts. Basically, she has to kill these ghosts, but she was like, well, why can we control them? Why can we, like, what do you have that are similar to what the ghost has? Because you can, you know, you got these powers. Like, what's going on? So she goes and uncovers that. And then I jumped right into book number 2. Okay. It was amazing. I could not put this book down. This was a 5-star read for me. This was a 4-star read. Something about ghosts and these monsters who are geared towards, and like literally that's all they do. They hunt these monsters and they kill them. That is it. That's all they're doing. And you know, he has this ability, and he was a blessing in disguise, come to find out, because she almost killed him. So it turned into a little cute little romance. And they have like this telepathic way of communicating because he bonded to her. And I was just picturing it. Like, he connected her forehead together, and I was just like, this beam went off, and I was like, they're bonded. They're bonded. And it was so cute. It was so cute. I felt like I read something else, but I guess not. So, moving on. The last book that we have is Not Here to Be Liked by Michelle Quash. This is about Eliza Kwan, who is an editor, and she's supposed to be editor-in-chief, but no one likes her. No one likes her because she is a stickler. She is always, you know, criticizing people's work. She's just hard on perfection, and like, she wants perfection, so no one wants her. But this guy comes along, and he was a previous football player. Well, the previous football player decides to, like, I can't do football no more, so let me go ahead and write for the paper, the school, the high school, and let me just go from there. And so he decides, I'm going to run for president, or I'm going to run for the editor-in-chief of the school paper. So he ends up getting that, and they build this relationship and this romance. She hates him for getting the paper, but then, like, he's like, well, you know, let's do this together, let's partner, let's, you know, and it's cute. It's a little cute YA, but, the things get uncovered. She finds out more about herself, and she really thought, like, I was owed this position. I was owed this, like, I've been on this paper for so long. How dare you take this position from me? And they're high school kids, right? And he's like, let's just partner. Let's work this out. Let's be friends. Realize that, you know, they can do it together. And it was cute. I gave this book 3 stars because the level of pettiness that Elsa has, like, come on. Like, no one likes you for a reason, and if you don't know that about yourself at high school, like, your junior, senior year, come on, like, how childish can you be? But it is YA. I gave it grace. I gave it 3 stars. was an awful wrap up and a little bit, you know, but take me as I am because I love reading. I love reading for fun. And I think I did really, really well. I read a total of 12 books, not including Brandon Sanderson because I'm still reading that. But I read a total of 12 books in the month of May. That's a really low number for me. I'm usually at least 15, but, you know, I'm so glad I did. It was a fun time. I really enjoyed it. I love being able to support those authors, especially for AAPI. Hopefully you were able to read some books, and especially those who are part of the AAPI community. So this is a part of my stack that I was able to read in the month of May. I think I did a really good job with all 12 books and reading them. I had most of the books I had a lot of fun with. Definitely some good 5-star reads in here as well. But that is it for this video. I hope you like it. If you did like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.